have an update to a story we brought you on Friday here on the Roula and Ryan Show. You can reach out to us anytime you want on our listener line at 713-278-VENT. People call us for all different reasons. They're having a quandary in their relationship, a family issue. In this case, Teresa Williams reached out to us because her granddaughter, Geneva Hodge, had gone missing.
And we like to have fun on the show and do goofy stuff and all that, but the main focus of this show is the community.
100%.
To help and inform and educate and then help others. And Teresa reached out on Thursday, and then I sent to Roula, and we're like, we have to get her on.
Mm-hmm. So Friday morning, we had Teresa on. It was a really emotional call because, once a child goes missing, every minute counts. And Teresa originally shared with us that the details of Geneva's disappearance did not add up. There was a letter left on her bed that she was going to run away and finish school online when she had so much promise for her upcoming senior year next year. It just felt really sinister that she had been lured away, not taken away.
She didn't take anything. She didn't take
any money. She didn't take any clothes. Okay, so Geneva was found over the weekend. Woo! And Teresa is here to tell us what happened because we do not know anything about the story. Teresa, welcome back to the Roula and Ryan Show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I mean, Teresa, I can just tell you that when I heard that she was found, I was like, oh, my God, hallelujah, thank God. What is the circumstance? What happened? Take us through your day after you were on our show, because I know we got you in contact with Crime Stoppers, and we got the message out, Geneva's, missing picture. What happened after you got off the phone with us?
Okay, so Crime Stoppers contacted me later on that day. Thank you so much for putting them in contact with me. We talked. I put them in contact with my daughter. Frances then went on KHOU and sold her story there. The investigator picked up the story. Bottom line is that everything is still under investigation. But what I'm learning from all of this is that she left the home at a certain time. She snuck out of the house. Supposedly, she walked to several different cities. That's where it gets a little sketchy. I think she's trying to protect somebody, but then again, I can't say it. We will only know the truth when she's ready to tell us the truth.
Did she just appear back at the house? Did Geneva just show up, or how'd y'all find her?
My daughter received a phone call from someone who I'm not at liberty to say, telling them that they have Geneva.
Really?
Whoa.
We have Geneva.
And this is what time of day was this?
That was midnight.
And
on Friday
were
night.
they saying
on Saturday heading into Sunday.
How were they saying that? Were they saying it? We have her, and we want money, or we have her.
They were talking in a low whisper.
Okay.
And they said, "We have Geneva," and my daughter says, "What?" And again, they repeated, "We have Geneva," and my daughter says, "Where is she at?" And they gave her an address, and then they sent a picture of Geneva to prove that they had Geneva.
Oh, my God. This is like a movie. Oh, my God.
That's your heart.
So apparently, and like I said, this is all under investigation, a man and his son, who now we're learning is kind of sketchy. Anyway, going on with life. Supposedly, they picked her up in downtown Houston and brought her to Spring.
And originally, she started out in Splendora, right? Y'all live in Splendora.
She lives in Belleville.
Belleville,
okay.
Which is not close to downtown at all.
Right.
No.
So she disappears from Belleville. Somebody calls you midnight Saturday into Sunday and says, we have her. And she's in downtown Houston.
Yeah.
And they bring her to Spring, you said?
Yeah.
So what they tell your daughter Frances, like, you're going to meet us at this address in Spring and we will deliver her to you,
right.
or what?
It was a home. It was a home in Spring.
And do we know who? Like, did you call the cops and they had to go with you, your daughter, Frances?
The cops were there. They called EMS to check Geneva out, and just certain details are not adding up. Which that's, like I said, that's all under investigation.
So I'm still confused. The people that called, were they the ones trying to help you, or were these people trying to?
That's what's under investigation.
Yeah, were they trying to get money out, or just?
Right.
No, they weren't trying to get money. In my own opinion, and this is just mine, I'm thinking they were the ones that lured her out of the house.
And then they saw the heat on her.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, uh-oh.
Radio, TV, everyone's talking about this is we got to get out of this.
Do we know, Teresa, if the people that lured her out of the house had what our worst fears were intended, like to traffic her? Do you have any idea of this?
According to Geneva, and like I said, this is just her, Nothing happened, but something did. She's not herself.
Right. So obviously the police have
And they can do blood work to make sure
investigated
for
and
like
examined her and stuff.
drugs. And
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, Geneva sat down because, like I said, in the state of Texas, 17 is a legal adult. I don't agree with that, but then, I don't make the laws. In 17, so she was able to talk to the investigator by herself, and the investigator, unfortunately, cannot really release certain things to Frances
Your daughter.
What?
Yeah.
because of the age.
Really?
How's it possible? I thought it was 18.
Okay, let me reset
it's
for those just
17.
tuning in. Teresa
17.
Teresa Williams is on the phone with us. She's the grandmother of Geneva Hodge, who went missing. Teresa reached out to us on the listener line on Thursday. We had her on Friday. We put the all call out, got you connected with Crime Stoppers. Then KHIU did a story. Your daughter Frances got a phone call on Saturday at midnight into Sunday morning. The people said, we have Geneva. Your daughter and the cops got Geneva from a home in Spring.
Now, were the cops? They didn't arrest anyone? They didn't find anyone in that house with her?
It's under investigation.
Under investigation. Now, can you update us on maybe if you have information on this? When we talked to you on Friday, there was video of Geneva getting into a white truck with a younger male, but then the next day there was video of her in a donut shop being caressed by a man in his 40s, and she looked very uncomfortable. What do we know about those two things?
Okay, so the truck was cleared, according to the police officers.
Okay.
The car matches the description of, I can't say,
Yeah, I
but
don't
you know,
get
what
you-
you know
Right.
where I'm going.
Right,
Yep,
right.
Yep.
And so the description of the person that she was with kind of matches the description of one of the people. But like I said, it's all.
Yeah. I don't want to get.
They've got me.
It's hard. I don't
yeah.
want you to say too much because I don't
Wow.
want anything to
Mess up the
Right.
investigation.
mess up.
But it wasn't just, Geneva was mad at Frances, her mom, and said, I'll show
no.
you. It was not that.
No,
It was definitely.
it was no.
Okay.
It was something that was coerced because now I'm finding out that her SIM card was taken out of her cell phone, and her cell phone was hidden in her bedroom.
Oh.
So
in her bedroom. Wow.
what young girl does that? I mean, seriously.
Exactly.
Because you said that letter did not. It sounded like they were in your house or your
made her
daughter's
write
house and made her
Right.
write that.
Right. So everything will come out in the end. The important thing is that she's home. She's safe. We're going to get her the help that she needs because Crime Stoppers has reached out to me once again and told me that they have resources that can help her
For sure.
through
Yeah,
this.
They're the best.
So,
Rania
I mean,
and her
and
team.
I just cannot tell you the amount of love that I have for you guys. And I cannot tell you how my heart is so full right now that it gives me a sense of that there are good people out there. There are good people. And I have to say that everyone on your show is a good person. So I cannot tell you the happiness I have right now.
Oh, Teresa.
I'm just glad she's with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm glad
absolutely.
you found her.
And I want these people, if they're guilty, to pay the ultimate
Price.
Oh
price.
yeah. But I did say my prayers, and I did promise God I wouldn't do nothing to him if she brought her home safe. So I have to stick to that promise.
Well, I didn't make any promises to God.
Eric
so-
didn't make any promises.
A lot of
Teresa.
our listeners didn't either.
Look, I'm
Wow.
glad that she has been found. Thank God she has been found. She's out of harm's way now. And like you said,
How'd they know the number to
investigation
call?
continues. Yeah, how'd they get your? I guess because we shared.
Because we've been
it was all
putting in
shared.
our
I
data.
just-
But they called.
It's on air. I mean,
Yeah.
it's online.
I guess that number was everywhere.
Well, it's
Yeah,
all
but
over
see,
the
that's
posters.
just-
That was your
See,
daughter's
that's
cell
what
phone.
everything is not adding up. So that's
Because she
we'll
didn't
find
have
out
her
in the
cell phone.
end.
Yeah.
People
just
are
keep us
people are
posted.
really shook, Teresa, at the 17 fact you gave us. Somebody just said, "Oh
Yeah.
hell no!" I thought 18 too was a legal adult.
No,
How can they not?
17 in the state of Texas is legal, although you can't do nothing at 17.
Now they could have,
Wow.
like, Frances could have gone with her. Like, did Geneva say, "I don't want you in there with me, Mom"? Or the
No, she's 17. The investigator says we have to talk to her alone.
Wow.
I figured
An
the
adult.
investigator would be like, if you want to come, you can. It's up to Geneva.
Well,
The Geneva.
But
don't know
also,
if that-
don't
I don't-
forget, investigators have their rules to follow because you might not say
Yeah.
everything in front of somebody else.
That's true.
It's just the privacy of the investigator and the victim.
because they were afraid to say something in front of their mom.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So
well,
the investigator did tell my daughter that in time Geneva will talk to you,
Okay.
but there are certain details that only Geneva can tell you. I can't say anything.
I just hope these men are arrested.
Me too.
Makes me
And
sick.
I hope that she realizes that she was coerced and that this is
Not her fault.
not her fault, but to be on the lookout for anything like this in the future.
Do we know how she was found? I mean, how they found each other?
Yeah. Do you know how the connection happened,
Like,
Teresa, of
through
the people?
Snapchat or did
The supposedly there was a friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend. That's what we always say. Like when you friend your friend's friends, do they actually know those quote friends? Don't say, "Oh, it's Sarah's friend." Well, was Sarah's friend somebody
Yeah.
you've ever seen in person, like a living,
Right.
breathing person? How do we
Right.
know Sarah's
being,
friend?
being that age. I mean,
Yes.
Yep, they
I
all
don't
want
know. It was
friends.
a different time era from when I grew up.
Well, everybody
didn't
has
have
friends.
all of
Of,
this.
yes, I mean, with social media, even us as adults, we've joked so many times. How many Facebook friends do you actually have, and how many are those real people you actually see all the
Right.
time?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, Teresa, God bless your family. Thank you so much for the update. And if there's anything else you can share
Just
with us,
text me whenever
later
you
down the
want,
line,
or if you need anything, okay?
Okay, I
I'd
will
love
let
to
y'all
meet
know
you.
just as soon as I know any updates as far as the investigation's going. I am going down there hopefully this weekend and speak with Geneva and
Okay.
just make sure she's okay.
And if you need
Okay.
anything off air too, I'm not saying just
Okay.
because we want you on air, but I mean, the more people that know about this story can learn and protect their
and
own kids.
tell their own
I
kids.
would, if I had any information or if I had any advice to give to anyone, hug your children. Just hug them and let them know that no matter what they do, mom and dad are always there.
I
So-
know.
and
Teresa,
That's
you
all I
taught
can
us
say.
you taught us a lesson this weekend too. Is I made sure to get all my kids passwords of all their stuff.
Yeah.
Socials. I want to make sure I have
That's the
everything.
other thing. Yep.
Phone.
For those
So-
that missed that, that's what we were talking about with Teresa when she was initially on. Crime Stopper said this is so important to know all your kids' passwords because when they go missing, it is part of putting the puzzle together. And if you don't have the passwords, you are roadblocked. So,
Yeah.
Teresa, God bless your family. Thank you so much for checking back in with us.
All right.